an and one, and that's an easy travel call. And now Soden's going to throw one down. Little hesitation, finds Henderson, back to Bedoyan for three, far side, it's good. Back to Braga, now Luke Soden, pulls from deep, and gets it to go.
Driving into the paint, Pena, shot blocked by Bedoyan, back the other way, the Bulldogs, Kazajanski, bring down the Thunder.
And good evening. Welcome to Bedford High Gym here on this Tuesday evening. Kind of chilly outside. About to bring you basketball action here between the Keene Blackbirds, number 3 in Division I, and the Bedford Bulldogs. Coming in at number 2, I'm Harry Kozlowski here with Corey Munstertiger. And Corey, after the win we saw last week, the Bulldogs are riding high. They were in first place, and then they went to Alvern and took one on the chin. They dropped one.
Tough one there. They lost to the -4 now.
Testing 1, 2. Okay, we are on the air, but Corey Munstertiger. Now, Corey.
Check. There we go.
All right, we had a loose connection. Sorry about that, folks.
Challenges there. Yes, the Bulldogs traveled down to Alvern and took one, as you said, on the chin, losing by 5. 72-67 was the final there. Alvern, no slouch though. They are 9-4 in the state this year and having a good season. They're number 5 right now, following Portsmouth at number 1. As you said, the 2-3 matchup, Bedford and Keene here tonight, and then Exeter coming in at number 4 right now with a 10-3 record. So a tough loss, but not necessarily as tough a loss as Keene suffered in their last outing, having lost to Nashua North. 62-70 was the final there. Nashua North is just 4-10. Excuse me, 2-11. No, that's right, 4-10. Their schedule and record to start this season. So that was a tough loss for Keene in their last outing.
We had a chance to speak with Coach Moreno, and this is what he had to say.
We're speaking with Coach Frank Marino of the Bedford Bulldogs. Coach, I guess we learned there's quite a bit of parity in Division I this year as your Bulldogs fell to Alvern last Friday, 72-67. I didn't have a chance to watch the game, but looking at the score sheet, I'm seeing that Logan O'Connell, your leading scorer, only had 7 points in the game. What happened in that game to limit him, and what was the cause of the loss, in your opinion?
Yeah, I looked back at the film, Harry, and Logan had a lot of really good looks. They just weren't falling, and those nights happen. We had some other guys step up. Weegie Dak and Landon helped carry the load for us on the scoring side. But Logan just had an off night, putting the ball in the basket. He was getting really good looks, driving to the rim. We shut down one of their top scorers, but they had another guy get really hot and just ended up squeaking it out at the end. So I was proud of the way our guys fought, but we definitely learned a lot from the game, and now we got to prepare for tonight.
On the plus side, it was good to see freshman Weegie Dak set a season high. He had 20 points. How has Weegie been growing into his role this season, and has his role changed along the way?
No, his role hasn't changed, but he's definitely grown into a really, really solid player for us. I think that we're seeing now his ability to score both inside and out, but I think most of his growth has come on the defensive end. He rebounds so well for us. He's starting to block shots, and he's understanding timing on those blocks, which just comes from experience playing at this level, and couldn't be happier with his development over the season.
Yeah, in the last game we did on TV, Weegie was really dominating the boards, especially in the defensive zone. So yeah, that's really a great contribution, not just scoring, but to get those rebounds and get those second chances on shots.
Oh yeah, he helps offload the work from Connor O'Rourke when he's not in the game, or when they are in the game together. It becomes a real matchup problem for teams, and he plays bigger than then his height. You know, he's 6'2", 6'3", but man, he plays much bigger than that.
Speaking of tonight, things don't get any easier for you. You've got Keene, they're 10-3, but they are coming off 2 losses to Trinity and Nashua North. What does your scouting report tell you about the Blackbirds?
Yeah, those losses don't really mean anything. They're going to be the toughest team we've faced all year. They're really experienced. They play fast. They've got 4 guys that average in double figures. Javon Messiah is one of the leading scorers in the state. So we've absolutely got our hands full tonight. We've got to play our best in order to come out on top today.
As always, Coach, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks, Harry.
Coach Frank Moreno of the Bulldogs. And as we were speaking about Ouija Dack's role in this team, he's really making a massive contribution, not just on the score sheet. He had 20 points in that game against Wyndham, but he's been really cleaning the glass, too.
Yeah, contributions all over the place, as Coach Moreno said. He's really maturing into, at this point, kind of being an upperclassman. So great to see that development. I'm sure we'll see more of it here tonight.
And right now, we're going to take a quick break. After these messages, we'll come back with the call of the game.
BCTV and WBNH thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business. PrimaryBankNH.com. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing care to help meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Great New Hampshire restaurants. Food tastes better with family. Tbones.com or Copperdoor.com.
And we are ready to tip off momentarily. Get you caught up on the starting lineups for the Keene Blackbirds. They're going 1 through 5. Number 1, Fitch Hennessy. Number 2, Will Fontaine. Number 3, Kason Abbott. Number 4, Jamal Stanley. And their leading scorer, number 5, Javon Messiah.
Yeah, Javon Messiah.
Javon Messiah averaging 19.2 per game. It's going to be quite a challenge for this Bulldogs team to stop. The Bulldogs will start Landon Elsmore, number 2, number 3, Logan O'Connell, number 4, Jack Hinton, 22, Connor O'Rourke, and 23, the freshman Ouija Dack. Connor O'Rourke will tip it off. It will have Will Fontaine out there for the Keene Blackbirds. 8 minutes on the board. We're ready to go. Ball is up. O'Rourke controls it back, and Hinton will control it for the Bulldogs. Into the front court, Landon Elsmore sets up the offense, looks for a pick, now sends Ouija Dack down to the block. Hinton on the left wing, high and outside. Dack at the top of the key, dribbles. He's checked out high by Jamal Stanley. Elsmore now looks for the cutter. Logan O'Connell now directing traffic and gets a pick from O'Rourke. Rolls down the middle, his pass is tipped, but it goes out of bounds. The Bulldogs will keep possession. Early going here, 0-0, just 30 seconds into this game.
Yeah, Blackbirds really putting up a strong defense here, not giving Bedford any openings.
Elsmore will inbound. Dack deep in the left corner. Takes a jab step, tries to drive on that baseline, now gets into the lane, pivots away from pressure, and nicely finishes with his right hand over his right shoulder. 2 points for Ouija Dack.
Dack wearing the two-tone shoes tonight.
Messiah thinks about the 3, now gives it up to Stanley, who will pull well beyond the arc, too strong, and O'Rourke comes down with the defensive board. Quickly into transition. Hinton will settle things down. Dack at the top of the key, drives lefty, up and off the backboard, but too strong. Comes off for the Blackbirds. Messiah now for the Blackbirds. Hesitation, dribble, right hand, gets fouled, and finishes. I believe Hinton will pick up the foul. It is Hinton. his first, and Messiah gets the Blackbirds on the board and will get a free throw with the hoop in the arm.
Yeah, Messiah just turning on the Jets when he found a lane to the bucket, went up high and put it in off the glass, got the foul.
Nice hesitation dribble there just to give himself a little bit of space, and he makes good on the free throw. 3 points for Messiah. Full court pressure and a double team deep in the corner.
Oh, we got an injury on the floor. Looks like Will Fontaine and tumbled and hurt his ankle.
He limps off to the near sideline, and he'll go to see the trainer. Quick substitution is Alex Holmes in for Fontaine. I didn't see what happened there. I'm not sure. Did you, Harry? Did he get tangled?
I think he might have just kind of got his feet crossed up in transition.
Inbound pass to Dak, and now it's back to Logan O'Connell at the top of the key. Hinton, strong righty dribble. Now passes to Dak. O'Connell back on that right wing. Up fakes. Not in good shape to shoot, so he swings it around the top. Elsmore, left wing. He'll pull from 3. High arcing shot, too strong. Dak comes down with the offensive rebound. Pivots into pressure and kicks it back out. Hinton for 3, too strong. Dak with the offensive board again. O'Connell pivots around. Nice defense there by Messiah. And O'Connell is forced to go up high. Hinton now. Hesitation, crossover. Elsmore cuts backside and now gets called for a travel. They turn it over. 2 minutes into this game, Bulldogs trail by 1, 3-2 early going.
Yeah, a lot of possession there for the Bulldogs. Unfortunately, they couldn't cash it into any points. Dak with a couple of rebounds there to keep that offensive possession going.
Good patience, too, trying to get a good shot. Now it's Abbott. Abbott drives hard. Lefty kicks to the corner. They kick it around up top. Here's Hennessy into the lane. Righty, off the rim, no good. Hinton up ahead quickly for Elsmore. Out, lays it in, shields his lay-in quite well, and puts the Bulldogs ahead by 1, 4-3.
Yeah, I was going to say he did that. That's exactly what he did. He used his body to give himself more room to the glass.
Here's Stanley up top, drives hard, had a cutter backside and Hennessy, and now gets blocked by O'Rourke, who tries to save it, but it does bounce out of bounds. Good defensive play there by the senior O'Rourke.
And our first substitution for the Bulldogs, Ali Shakir in for Jack Hinton here with 5:22 to go in the first.
Stanley will inbound for the Blackbirds. He finds the cutter in the middle. Hennessy, whose lefty lay-in is too strong, no good.
Dak with the board.
Pulls down the rebound. Shakir now. Dribble handoff for Elsmore. Elsmore, crossover dribble, tries to drive hard righty. Good defense there. Now hands to Shakir, driving hard, lefty lay-in. Beautiful finish by Shakir. He has 2. The Bulldogs have 6, and they lead by 3. 3 minutes into this game. Early going. Here's Messiah. Back up top, Hennessy. Near side, Stanley on the left wing. Reverses. Back to Hennessy. Now up top, here's Holmes. Pulls from 3. No good. Front ribbed it. Another rebound by Dak. Now Logan O'Connell. O'Connell hesitates, drives hard lefty, and gets fouled on his way through the lane. They're going to call that on Kason Abbott, his first. Second team foul on the Blackbirds. O'Rourke gets the inbound, drives hard, misses, but Dak gets the rebound. Big boy trying to pivot his way to space. Finally gets his own rebound and then lays in the righty hook in the lane. 4 points now for Dak, using his strength and size down low on the block.
Yeah, Dak got some elevation there. Nice hook shot.
Hennessy kicks far side. Now it's poked away from behind. Shakir, he's out on the break, and he lays it in for 2. Shakir has 4 now. 10-3.
Bulldogs here.
Boulay is going to take a timeout as the Bulldogs have opened up a 7-point lead.
Yeah, Bulldogs were on an 8-0 run there. Coach Boulay decided to try to take a timeout and cool things off. While we got a moment here, we want to congratulate the Bedford girls track and field team. They won the Division I championship on Saturday. And also boys and girls Alpine Division I titles handed out. And of course, Bedford dominant on both sides there. The boys coming in first once again. That is their 9th title all time. The girls with their 3rd title in a row and 7th in 8 years. So congratulations to the track and field girls and the boys and girls alpine skiers.
Good to see that success all across the board for the Bedford Bulldog athletes. Basketball team here trying to get back to the state title.
You know, if you spend any time in the BHS gym, you look at the walls and you have those red banners with all the title years added on there. We're going to be adding a few more this year.
Back to basketball action here. Messiah kicks to Holmes near side. Across, it finds its way back to Messiah. Now up top for Abbott. Freshman Luke O'Connell has checked in. Now he's out on the break. Trying to finish on the go, and he does.
Got fouled.
Undercut by Kaysen Abbott, and he finishes with the right.
That is number 3 on Kaysen Abbott. Not even 5 minutes into the first quarter, and he's got to take a seat on the bench.
Dan Millay will check in for Abbott, and yes, that's a lot of fouls in a short amount of time, so the starter, Kaysen Abbott, will take a seat on the bench. O'Connell makes good on the free throw. He has 3 points now.
And Coach Boulay asking for an explanation about something.
Officials come over here, confer with Coach Boulay, and we're ready to get things started again. On that 3-point play, the Bulldogs push their lead to 10.
And it's an 11-0 run now.
Messiah now. Challenged by Elsmore right at midcourt. He passes to Millay. Millay drives hard into the lane and drags his pivot foot. He gets called for the travel, and it's a turnover on the Blackbirds. Shakir to Elsmore, and he'll bring it over half court. 3:20 to go in this first quarter. The Bulldogs ahead 13-3. Luke O'Connell, left wing. Now Logan O'Connell will pull from 3. Just a bit much. Rebound Hennessy for Keene. Quickly into the front court. Messiah now. He'll settle things down. Crossover dribble to his left. Hennessy gathers an errant pass. And now Holmes will drive into the lane. Guarded by Dak. 2 bigs there matching up. Luke O'Connell. Good defense there. And now he forces a backcourt as the pass was off the mark from Millay as he was looking for Messiah, and Messiah had to go into the backcourt. As soon as he touched it, the whistle blew.
Yeah, great pressure there by the Bulldogs, able to, and it really started on the far sideline.
It sure did. Good pressure there by the Bulldog defense. Shakir, Luke O'Connell, now Logan O'Connell, kicks to Elsmore on the right wing. Right wing. All the way to the left wing. Now Logan O'Connell again fakes the 3-pointer, drives hard with the right, off the front rim, and now Dak will pick up a foul on the loose ball. Good hustle by Dak, but just got a little bit of wrist, and he gets called for his first foul. Coach Moreno quickly substitutes Dak out. O'Rourke comes back in. Messiah now for Keene. Right-hand dribble. He'll take a 3-pointer off the mark. Long rebound goes to the corner. Shakir dribbles quickly into the front court. Now settles down. Crossover dribble. Drives hard through the lane. Can't get it, but gets his own rebound. Kicks to the corner. Elsmore for 3. Rattles around and drops. Elsmore buries the 3. He has 5 points. The Bulldogs have a 13-point lead.
And a 14-0 run still going on.
Messiah. His 3-point play are the only points for the Blackbirds at this point in time. Nice little fake and drive by Stanley. He gets fouled on the way to the rim. I believe O'Rourke will pick it up. Yes, it is. O'Rourke's first foul. And Stanley will go to the line for 2.
I thought Stanley might have took an extra step to the basket right there.
Tried a little Euro. Hard left, hard right. Right into the body of O'Rourke. The official thought he came over the top. So he gets his first. Stanley gets his first from the line. And finally breaks that scoreless streak for the Blackbirds. Second on the way and good for Stanley. Makes good on his 2 free throws. And now Tyler Pickett will check in for Ali Shakir. Logan O'Connell will inbound. Pickett gets trapped in the corner, reversed all the way to the far side for Elsmore. They look to trap again. Elsmore keeps his dribble alive nicely, spins out of pressure. They kick it around. Luke O'Connell for three, short, rattled. O'Rourke comes up with the offensive board and the putback. First 2 points for O'Rourke. 18-5 is your score. Holmes now, back up top, Malay. Hennessy, crossover dribble. They look for a double team. Holmes up top, open three-pointer, short. Rebound batted around, and Elsmore comes away with it. Long pass, Tyler Pickett, three-pointer is going to be off right. Rebounded by Messiah.
Yeah, he had a lot of
bullet
time
there, yeah.
He had a lot of time, but just left his hand a little off the mark.
Under a minute to go. Stanley wide open for a three from Messiah, and he buries it. 18-8 as we tick down to 45 seconds. Elsmore drives hard, gets whacked. They call him for a travel. Too many steps. And it's a turnover for Bedford. 40 seconds to go. A 10-point lead for the Bulldogs. Messiah will bring it up as Stanley is chatting with Coach Goulet on his way up the court. Messiah takes an extra step, little floater, no good. O'Rourke grabs the rebound, nicely done as he's falling out of bounds. Outlet pass from Logan O'Connell gets tipped. Keeps his pivot foot down, short on the lay-in attempt, and now makes a steal here. Great pass across. O'Rourke gets it batted away from behind by Malay. Blackbirds drive Messiah, gives it up to Holmes. He gets blocked by O'Rourke. Beautiful defensive play. And now the Bulldogs with 3-2-1. Elsmore shot no good. And the Bulldogs will end the first quarter with a 10-point lead, 18-8 after one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like the officials are going to be letting a little bit of contact go in this game, which is good. Bedford, you know, taking a few lumps under the bucket, but Keene as well. And the referees are just saying, you know, play it out, boys. Let's see where the chips fall. Scoring so far for Bedford, Landon Elsmore, he's got 5. Logan O'Connell with 3. Ali Shakir with 4. Connor O'Rourke 2. Ouija Deck with 4. On the Keene side, just 2 scores. Jamal Stanley, he's got 5, and Javon Messiah with 3.
Pardon me, I believe you have the cousins mixed up. I believe that was Luke O'Connell that made that 3-point play, not Logan. So
okay, I'll correct that. In the meantime, we want to thank the underwriters that support our sports coverage here on BCTV and Bedford 105.1. They include Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and great New Hampshire restaurants like T-Bones and the Copper Door.
Tough injury update. We just saw Will Fontaine, senior number 2, just hobbled by on crutches as it looks like he sprained his ankle. I won't speculate on anything further, but it looks like he's done for the evening. The 4th leading scorer for the Blackbirds at 10.9 per game. That's a tough loss for the Blackbirds early in this game. Bulldogs will come out in a 2-3 looking, or maybe even a 3-2 defense, certainly a zone, as they switch up their defensive look. Blackbirds taking their time and working it around the perimeter. Messiah up top, Malay near side, as they look to attack this zone defense in any way they can. A little belly of the beast is right there at the free throw line as Hennessy tries to man that area. Finally gets that entry pass, pivots away, gets blocked by O'Rourke, and they call a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Bulldogs. Another defensive play by Connor O'Rourke, getting those lanky arms up there. Elsmore now for the Bulldogs. Still man-to-man defense for the Blackbirds. They get down to Ouija Dak, down on the post, pivots away from pressure, but bobbles the ball away as Hennessy kept his position. Stanley quickly into the front court. Another jump ball is called as Elsmore tied up Stanley as he was going up to the hoop. And now the possession arrow favors the Blackbirds. So they will inbound under their offensive hoop. Bulldogs bounce to a 2-3 defense. Inbound all the way up top to Messiah. Messiah now kicks near side. Stanley Back to Messiah, tries to split the two up top. Pass down low off the fingertips of Dak, who was helping out. Briefly had Holmes open, did Messiah, but his pass was tipped away by Dak. Malay inbounds. Hennessy up top. Back to Malay. Now Messiah, far side. Find Messiah again on that right wing. He dribbles. Tries to penetrate this defense to find any kind of seam he can. Now back up top, Malay.
Yeah, Keene's not sending anybody inside.
They did have Hennessy right there on the high post. He dishes out to Holmes pretty quickly. Now Stanley drives baseline all the way out top. Messiah for three, too strong. Tipped away. Holmes comes up with it, drives hard, righty off the glass, and it's good. Long offensive possession there for the Blackbirds as they tried to decipher that defense, and they end up with two. 18-10 is your score, 2 minutes into this second quarter. Pick and roll there, goes off the fingertips of Dak. High pass, and he had trouble coming down with it. Turnover Bulldogs. Messiah now. Into the front court. Far side Malay. Brings it to the top of the key. Stanley now, right wing. All the way down to that right baseline, deep in the corner. Malay now. Messiah, left wing. One-hand push pass all the way across for Stanley. Hennessy in the middle. They find Messiah, left wing. Fakes it up. Gets into the lane. A little floater in the lane is good. And Messiah has 5.
Keene with all scoring in this second quarter. Bulldogs have yet to score.
We are nearly 3 minutes into this quarter, and no buckets for the Bulldogs. Elsmore tries to change that. He finds Hinton in the corner. Three-pointer too strong. O'Rourke comes up with the offensive board, gets his own miss, and gets fouled right under the hoop. I believe that's Hennessy on the grab.
Yeah, it was Hennessy, his first, and like I said, the officials allowing a lot of contact, but that one was just too much to ignore.
4:55 to go in the second quarter. Bulldogs lead by 6. 18-12 is your score. O'Rourke fakes the handoff, goes to the rim, gets fouled on the way, and gets the bucket. He'll have the opportunity for the end one, and Fitch Hennessy picks up his second foul in 5 seconds. Great up fake by O'Rourke to get Hennessy off his feet. Timed it well, took the hit on the arm, and finished through that traffic. Free throw is good for O'Rourke. He has 5 now. And the Bulldogs have a 9-point lead, 21-12. Messiah sees a little daylight. Now gets double teamed quickly. Reverses it to Malay. Now Stanley far side. Bulldogs back to a man-to-man defense. Hennessy drives baseline. Runs into a wall with Dak. Holmes through the lane. Nice job with the up fake and finishes off the glass. Holmes with 4 now. Took his time, little up fake. Moved out to his right hand and put it off the glass. Hinton for 3 now. Too much. Messiah with the defensive board. He's out quick. Takes his time, great body position in the air, controlled himself and finished the lay-in. 7 points for Messiah. Elsmore drives hard, short on the lay-in. Stanley with the rebound. 5-point lead for the Bulldogs.
A little bit cold though in the second quarter.
Messiah to Stanley. Javon Messiah with 7 points now after that offensive drive on the fast break. Hennessy pivots through the lane, throws up an air ball on a little short range jumper. O'Rourke tries to give the alley-oop to Hinton. He's not true to the task, but O'Rourke cleans it up. 7 points now for Connor O'Rourke on the offensive rebound and put back.
Yeah, Bulldogs need to slow down just a tiny bit to get some better shot selection. They're putting up a couple wild ones.
Stanley up fake, blocked by O'Rourke, at least his 3rd on the game. Messiah drives hard righty. Shakir moves his feet well. Now Messiah gets by him and finishes strong. O'Rourke tried to come over for the block. Couldn't get it. Not sure what the stoppage was for, but Messiah has 9 points now on that lay-in.
Yeah, after a slow start, these Blackbirds are starting to find the bucket. Bedford had a big lead and it's starting to slip away a little bit. Very cold period here for the Bulldogs. Only 5 points so far.
Ellsmore and Hinton take a seat. Luke O'Connell and Logan O'Connell check in. Logan O'Connell tries from long range, and we get a foul. I think it hit the rebound hit the stanchion above the hoop, so it was out of bounds. Blackbirds get possession. Little tape that moves down, and now the Blackbirds turn it right back over. Wayward pass over to Messiah. It goes off his hands and trickles out of bounds on that far sideline.
We still have more than half the game to play, but it really does look like O'Connell's shooting lows are following him here from Wyndham.
Shakir up top. He's guarded by Osiari. Drives hard, gets fouled on the way to the hoop, and Shakir will go to the line. Foul is on Angelo Osiari. His first. Shakir will go to the line for free throws 1 and 2. 2:21 to go in this first half. The Bulldogs ahead by 5, looking to extend that lead, but Shakir misses the front end. No real foul trouble for either team except for Kaysen Abbott. Starter for the Blackbirds picked up 3 quick fouls in that first quarter as Shakir makes the second of 2. He has 5 points now. 6-point lead for the Bulldogs, 24-18. Long three-pointer off the mark for Osiari. Sophomore coming off that pick high. Had a little daylight, but that three-pointer was off to the left. Didn't draw iron, so Bulldogs will regain possession. Shakir brings it up for the Bulldogs. O'Rourke on the high post. Back to Shakir, a little pick and roll action. Ellsmore on the right wing. Looks down low. O'Rourke getting double teamed on the post. Pass to Luke O'Connell, and a quick tip pass back up to Logan O'Connell gets tipped away by Javon Messiah. So the Bulldogs reset. Swing it around outside. Ellsmore down on the low block, tries to body up on Stanley and does. Little hook in the lane is good, and Ellsmore has 7. 26-18. 8-point lead for the Bulldogs over the visiting Keene Blackbirds. Acrobatic attempt at a finish for Javon Messiah, and he is fouled on the way to the rim by Connor O'Rourke, who picks up his second.
Dak is ready to come back into the game. My guess, he's going to come in for O'Rourke here.
I would agree with that guess, as the first is good for Messiah, into double digits with 10. O'Rourke does take a seat. So Nostra Harry is right again. Javon Messiah, second on the way and good. 11 points for Messiah. He has 11 of the Blackbirds' 20. They still trail by 6. Dak for 3, short. Rebound comes out to Holmes. He tries to get the Blackbirds on the fast break. They try to double Messiah. He takes it hard to the rim, and Dak will pick up another foul.
That'll be number 2 for Dak.
And Messiah will go back to the line. Javon Messiah, 3 for 3 from the line right now. As we said, 11 points. Make it 4 for 4.
Bulldogs had a 13-point lead in the first quarter. We're down to 5 now.
Jack May checks in for Ouija Dak as Coach Marino tries to manage the foul situation. Messiah makes the second of 2. He has 13. Pickett checks in for Shakir. 1:05 to go in this first half. Blackbirds come out with full court pressure. Ellsmore, cross-court pass for May. Deep pass for Logan O'Connell. Three-pointer on the way, too strong. We get a foul on the backside. Loose ball foul is going to be on Luke O'Connell. Scrambling for that offensive rebound. Gets called for a cheapie. 4-point lead for the Bulldogs, and Coach Marino wants some full court pressure here with under a minute to go in the first half. Malay back to Messiah. They look to double team. Righty push pass. Osiari drives hard righty. Baseline. Up and off the glass. It's good. Osiari with 2, and the lead is 2. Luke O'Connell. Far side now Elsmore as they look to break this full court pressure. Luke O'Connell. Pass gets tipped away out of on the near side sideline, and Pickett will inbound for the Bulldogs with 32.9 seconds to go in the second quarter. Logan O'Connell squares up on Malay, drives hard right lefty, dishes to May, and he finishes with 2. Nice job there by O'Connell, and now the turnover. Elsmore to Luke O'Connell. Steps through pressure and lays it in. He has 5, and the Bulldogs quickly back to a 6-point lead. 10 seconds to go. Malay for Stanley. Stanley drives lefty. Pickett's going to pick up the foul. He tripped over his own feet and fell into Stanley, and that is the right call. Should be on the floor, though, as Pickett picks up his first foul.
Quick substitution here as Kason Abbott's going to come back into the game.
For Dan Malay. Coach Malay counting on one last shot here. Holmes dribbles. Bounce pass looking for Stanley on the baseline. Does not get it off. The shot did go in, but it was after the buzzer. So the first half will end 30-24. The Bulldogs with a 6-point lead. They are led by Landon Elsmore and Connor O'Rourke, each with 7 points. For the Keene Blackbirds, Javon Messiah leading the way with 13.
And we will take a break here for these messages come back for second half action. 30-24 at the half. Bedford leads. You're watching and listening to Bedford Bulldogs basketball on BCTV and Bedford 105.1.
WB&H thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business. PrimaryBankNH.com. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing care to help meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Great New Hampshire restaurants. Food tastes better with family. Tbones.com or Copperdoor.com.
And welcome back to Bedford High Gym. About to start the third quarter here with the Bulldogs holding on to a 30-24 lead here. They had as much as a 13-point lead in the first quarter, but Keene able to fight back and Bedford holding on late in the half.
They brought it all the way back to a 2-point deficit there late in that second quarter, but the Bulldogs came up with a couple of turnovers and popped it back out to 6. But yeah, you're right. They did just keep chipping away and got it all the way down to just that 2-point margin.
And Messiah has really gone off today, too. 5 for 5 from the charity stripe. Another 8 points on top of that. He's got 13 on the game, leading all scorers. Meanwhile, Logan O'Connell just with 3. You might recall he had only 7 points against the Wyndham Jaguars, and that was one of the reasons why the Bulldogs dropped that game. He needs to find that scoring touch in this game or else have somebody else step up.
He sure does. I believe his cousin Luke O'Connell is actually going to be credited with those 3 points, so he does not have any tonight. Luke O'Connell has 5.
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure. I checked with the scorers down at the table, so we're good.
All right, so he's got nothing, but look, we're gonna have to work that out a little bit later on, because I've got O'Connell with 3 points, and I'm sorry, I've got him with 5 points, a 3 and a 2. And Logan with 2 and a free throw. Is that what you have?
I have Logan O'Connell with 0 points and Luke O'Connell with a putback and a 3-point play for 5.
Okay.
So,
well, we will.
Either way,
we'll sort that out.
We have the 30 points. We're ready to start this third quarter. Logan O'Connell inbounds on the far sideline to Landon Elsmore, who brings it over and sets up the Bulldog offense to start this second half. They try the alley-oop backside. Connor O'Rourke was there. They had the play set up. The play and the pass were very nice, but Connor O'Rourke just couldn't quite finish there. So the Bulldogs turn it over as O'Rourke came down with it and was standing on that baseline.
Yeah, he caught the ball. He was already past the bucket.
Messiah, long jumper just inside the three-point line. Good for 2. He has 15.
30-26 here. Just starting the third quarter. Fairly low-scoring affair so far.
Coach Moreno had that play drawn up at halftime, was looking to get a little fire out of this team, looking for the alley-oop. O'Connell drives hard, righty, into the lane, too strong. Dak with the offensive rebound. He gets whacked on the putback. Messiah will pick up the foul, and Dak will go to the line.
And it's going to be Messiah picking up the foul, his first. Notice that Kaysen Abbott is in the game. He's playing with 3 right now.
We also noticed that senior Will Fontaine is out and ruled out for the rest of the game. His shoe is off, and he does have crutches by him on the bench as Dak makes good on the first. Looks like Fontaine rolled his ankle there pretty early in this game, and will not see any more action as Dak hits the second. He has 6 points now. A minute into this third quarter, and the Bulldogs lead by 6, 32-26. Holmes for 3. No good. Stanley with the offensive rebound. Tries to pass it across to Abbott, and it goes astray and out of bounds. The Bulldogs will have possession. Hinton will inbound to Elsmore. Coach Boulay thought the pass was tipped, but it did go right out off of Stanley. Elsmore, near side, Logan O'Connell. Down low to Dak, has great position, hesitates, finishes easily with his left hand, and he has 8.
Bulldogs back up by 7, 34-26, make that 8 points.
Nice entry pass there from Logan O'Connell there, just floating it over the top, and Dak easily able to catch it. Abbott for 3 now, no good. O'Rourke comes away with the rebound. Those 2 bigs have been clearing the boards nicely for the Bulldogs. O'Rourke and Dak doing what they should be doing on the defensive side. Elsmore now, as Messiah tries to jump the pass. Elsmore can't make good on the lay-in, and now Messiah into the front court, all the way across the court. 3-pointer attempt by Abbott, no good. Outlet pass deep to Dak, takes his 2 steps into the lane and finishes through contact. And Dak quickly with 6 points here in the third quarter and 10 overall, and pushes the lead out to 10, 36-26. 5.5 to go in this third quarter. The Bulldogs lead the Keene Blackbirds. Nice little pick underneath as Hennessy rolls off and gets an easy deuce, his first 2 of the game. Elsmore now, ready to fire things up as Coach Moreno calls out the play from the sideline. High post for O'Rourke. He'll turn. Lefty will pull hard off the backboard and no good. It deflects away to Messiah. Hesitation dribble. Nice little pass down low to Holmes, who was standing all alone. O'Rourke came with the double and left Holmes open on the backside. 36-30. Bulldogs by 6. Hinton now, right wing. Looks for the cutting Logan O'Connell. Straight away center. 3-pointer on the way. Too strong and right. Dak away with the rebound. O'Connell will pull again. Too strong. A box out on the backside. O'Rourke tries to tip it away, but it goes out of bounds. And the shooting struggles continue for Logan O'Connell. 4:30 to go in the third quarter. 36-30. Bulldogs by 6. Hennessy now. Far side to Stanley. Abbott for 3. Too strong and left. Long rebound out to Elsmore. He finds Dak cutting low.
Nice.
Little lefty lay-in on the reverse. Dak has 12. And now Hinton tips away an outlet pass. Stanley able to track that down for the Blackbirds. Abbott up top. He's guarded by Hinton. Picks up the double screen. Holmes now. Down to Hennessy. Cutter Messiah. Floater no good. O'Rourke comes away with the defensive board. Elsmore tries to finish through traffic and does. Tough one there. Gets it up and in as he drove righty on that baseline. He now has 9. Holmes through the lane. Dak's going to pick up a cheapie as he reached around there and gets called for the foul. That's his 3rd. Coach Boulay will take a timeout for the Keene Blackbirds. They trail by 10, 40-30 is your count.
Our next broadcast coming up on Friday, February 21st. We'll be covering the girls once again. Another big contest for the ladies, who are undefeated. They just came away with a victory over Pinkerton there in Keene tonight. Hopefully have a report from that. They're going to take on the Londonderry Lancers, one of the top teams in D1. That's going to be right here at BHS Gym next Friday, the 21st, 7 p.m. tip on BCTV and Bedford 105.1. Our next boys basketball game will be here on Tuesday, February 25th at 7. The Spalding Red Raiders come to town.
See some replays there from the action in this first half of the 3rd quarter. 3:32 to go in this 3rd quarter. The Bulldogs lead by 10. Blackbirds will inbound it under their offensive basket. Dan Millay will do the honors for the Blackbirds. Finds Hennessy, rolls through the lane. Holmes takes it hard to the rim, gets it to go. Holmes with 8. And a turnover here by the Bulldogs, as there was some miscommunication there in the backcourt. 8-point lead for the Bulldogs. Blackbirds trying to cut into that a little bit more. The Bulldogs have bounced into a 2-3 defense here. Millay finds Stanley on the right wing. Right baseline for Holmes, and they swing it back out up top. Messiah now. Right hand push pass to Stanley. Now Holmes. Deep on that right baseline, kicks it all the way back out. Messiah sees a little window, decides not to pull the trigger. Stanley now inbound. Hennessy right in the lane, short. Holmes tried the offensive putback. He gets fouled, and he'll go to the line. Patient offense there by the Blackbirds, as Logan O'Connell will pick up his first foul. Holmes goes to the line for the first time tonight. He has 8 points, looking for 9, and gets it to go on the first. Very patient approach there again by the Blackbirds as they worked it around the outside, probing that zone defense of the Bedford Bulldogs. Holmes' second is too strong, so 1 of 2 from the line. O'Connell drives into the lane, has it go off of his own leg. Coach Moreno takes the timeout and saves the possession, as Logan O'Connell briefly had it back. And Coach Moreno was able to keep the ball down on this end.
On that Alex Holmes miss at the free throw line, that was the first free throw that the Blackbirds missed. They were 8 in a row up until that point, so solid shooting there from the free throw line. JV game before this varsity game was a pretty good one too. Keene had a 58-57 lead with about 2.5 minutes to go, but Bedford pulled away late with a 69-58 win on the JV side. So congratulations to the JV squad on their victory. Varsity team trying to do the same here. They're up by 7 here with 2:34 to go in the 3rd.
I mentioned only 1 miss for the Blackbirds. There's also only 1 miss for the Bulldogs. They are 5 for 6 from the line as a team tonight. Elsmore inbounds to O'Rourke. Shakir swings it around. Luke O'Connell pulls from 3, short. Holmes comes away with the defensive board. Hennessy up quick. Hands it off to Holmes, kicks to the side. Left wing for Messiah. He pulls it down as two Bedford Bulldog defenders were coming quick. Stanley gets a little room, pulls from three, too strong. Rebound batted away and out of bounds by Holmes. So the Bulldogs dodge a bullet there with the wide open Jamal Stanley, who can't knock down the three.
Yeah, and you know, it looked to me a little bit like the Bedford player was the one who knocked it out, but the official was standing closer.
Bulldogs break the press, get it down to O'Rourke. He's down low, finds Luke O'Connell just camping out on the far side of the lane, and he now has 7 on that lay-in. 42-33, 9-point lead for the Bulldogs. Keene getting great output from Messiah here, pulls long three, now is good. He has 18 on that one. And 18 of the 36 points for the Keene Blackbirds. Half of the offensive output coming from number 5, the senior. Shakir drives hard lefty. Now Elsmore picks up the pick from O'Rourke into the lane. Gets called for the travel. Good defense there. I'm not sure I agree with that call. A little hesitation on that second step.
Well, if it wasn't a travel, it was probably an offensive foul.
Either way, it's a turnover for the Bulldogs. They hold a 6-point lead, 42-36. Messiah trying to cook here in the second half. Holmes. Hennessy now, he'll take the three-pointer off the mark. Right, entry pass down to Messiah, and he's got 20. Quick pass there, nicely done by Malay, finding Messiah on that right block.
And the Blackbirds are within 4 now.
Luke O'Connell, lefty through the lane. O'Rourke, gonna get Hennessy on the block. Tried to get in there and draw the offensive foul, but the official standing right there felt like he was still moving his feet, so Hennessy picks up his 3rd.
Yeah, he took the brunt of that hit from O'Connell, or O'Rourke, I should say.
Elsmore inbounds to Shakir. Switch there, Holmes. Can't defend him well enough. Nice job with the right hand off the glass by Ali Shakir. Pushes the lead back to 6. 44-38, the Bulldogs over the Blackbirds. And now we get a double dribble by Malay, a turnover on the Blackbirds. 25 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Bulldogs by 6.
Bulldogs can play for the last shot here in the quarter. Try to push the lead up to 8 or more.
Shakir will inbound on the far sideline. Landon Elsmore, the junior, brings it over half court. Shakir looks to go down low to O'Rourke. Tries the entry pass. Tries the bounce pass to the cutting Logan O'Connell. Goes off his foot. Tough pass there to handle. Now Messiah with under 10 to go. Through the lane. Passes to Stanley across the key. Up fake gets O'Rourke off his feet, but his lane is short. Shakir comes away with the defensive rebound, and the buzzer sounds at the end of the 3rd quarter. The Bulldogs hold a 6-point lead, 44-38 after 3.
And scoring so far, hopefully I've got these numbers right. You got Landon Elsmore with 9, Ali Shakir with 7, Jack May with 2, Luke O'Connell, he's got 7 points, Connor O'Rourke with 7. You've got Ouija Dak, I believe, with 12, if I added that up right. So I think that is the Bedford scoring right there.
That is right, as Ouija Dak exploded there early in that 3rd quarter for 8 points. He had 4 at halftime and 12 after 3. Over for the Keene Blackbirds, leading the way, Javon Messiah with 20 points, 9 chipped in by Alex Holmes, 5 points for Jamal Stanley, and 2 points apiece for Angelo Osiari and Fitch Hennessy. That rounds out their 38 points. They trail by 6. Coach Boulay is talking it over, trying to figure out how to close that gap and try to sneak out a victory here in Bedford.
We at BCTV and WBNH would like to thank our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage. And we include Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and great New Hampshire restaurants like T-Bones and the Copper Door. Thank you very much for your support.
Appreciate those underwriters throughout the season. We have 8 minutes back on the board, ready for this 4th quarter as these teams try to close out this game here on a Tuesday night. Hennessy draws Logan O'Connell. Spin move back to his right. Lay in off the glass is good. He has 4 points now, and the lead is just 4 points. Nice footwork there by Fitch Hennessy, the senior #1. Luke O'Connell across the top of the key, lefty dribble. Logan O'Connell will pull up. Mid-range jumper is short, but he gets fouled on the way by. Messiah will pick up his second. Logan O'Connell will go to the line. Oftentimes where scorers like to be to get that groove back. 26 seconds into this fourth quarter.
Yeah, this will be his first attempt from the free throw line tonight. He got it. Off the schneid.
Javon Messiah just his second foul. 3 fouls for Hennessy and Abbott, as O'Connell makes good on the second as well. And now Shakir comes away with a steal. Wayward pass by Hennessy. Luke O'Connell open for 3, pulls the trigger too strong. Landon Elsmore with the rebound, in traffic, gets it up and gets it to go. Double digits now for Landon Elsmore. He has 11. The Bulldogs quickly back to an 8-point lead. Kaysen Abbott dribbles, hands it off to Stanley. Stanley far side for Hennessy on the left wing. He'll pull for a long 3 and good. Gets it to go. 7 now for Fitch Hennessy, all in the second half. 48-43. Bulldogs by 5. Logan O'Connell kicks to the corner. Ali Shakir for 3. Good. And Shakir answers quickly. Shakir into double digits. He's got 10. Players get tangled. I don't think they called a foul there. Looked like Holmes and Dak were getting their feet tangled up. Both players hit the deck, but no foul called. I appreciate that, right? Oftentimes you see a foul called one way or another. It's just 2 players getting in position for the rebound. And now we're going to get an off-ball foul. Holmes going to get an illegal screen as he stepped into the pick. 51-43, Bulldogs by 8.
And just the first foul there on Holmes, playing a pretty clean game.
6.5 to go in this game. O'Rourke, entry pass to Dak, pivots into the lane, up and off and around the rim and gets it to go. Dak with 14 now. He leads the Bulldogs in scoring. Coach Boulay wants to take a timeout as that 4-point lead quickly blossoms to a 10-point lead for the Bulldogs. He wants to talk it over for these Blackbirds before it gets out of hand.
You know, it's easy to listen to Bedford 105.1 online. Just go to bedford1051.com for the stream link. We also stream on apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, and Radio Garden. And if you have an Alexa device, just tell it to play Bedford 105.1. Just say, Alexa, play Bedford 105.1.
You ever get mad at Alexa?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah?
Sometimes.
Like what? She just doesn't turn it up fast enough, or plays the wrong song?
She's always got some kind of notification about dog food or something.
Yeah, you say, you know, Alexa, play 105.1, and all of a sudden some classical music starts coming through or something?
No, but it's interesting you said that, because a lot of people sometimes say 105.1. And officially, we don't say that. We say 105.1.
Oh.
And that's how we had Alexa programmed.
Oh, that's why you might get salty then.
But we found out a lot of people did say 105.1, didn't get the radio station, so we went and added that. So you can say Bedford 105.1. That'll also work as well.
Well, I appreciate you making that adjustment and, you know, helping all of your listeners find the right channel. So. And we're back to basketball here. Stanley back up top for Hennessy. The Keene Blackbirds looking to solve this zone defense. Stanley's 3 on the way, no good. Rebound tried to put back by Kaysen Abbott, no good. And the Bulldogs come away with the defensive board.
Yeah, he timed that jump really well, just didn't get enough on the ball.
Blackbirds here in a man-to-man defense. They look down low for Dak. Entry pass, a little too low, too hot to handle, and Stanley is out on the break. Connor O'Rourke tries to time it up. Stanley gets up hard and dunks it down with equal force. And the Bulldogs will call timeout there. Phenomenal finish there by Jamal Stanley on the break, getting up and getting it down.
Very fortunate that O'Connell didn't get a foul there, because he reached in, he had his hand in the rim while Stanley was trying to jam it.
I think that was O'Rourke back there on the defensive end. And
yeah, O'Rourke. That's
trying
what I
to
meant.
time it up. And
sorry about
again,
that.
I agree. It's somewhat fortunate that he didn't get called for the foul. I think Coach Moreno was saying to him, hey, you know, probably not worth it there. Let's see the replay here. Nice outlet pass by Fitch. Stanley into the open court, getting up. One-footed jumper, two-footed slammer. And he pulls the Blackbirds back to within 8, 53-45, 5:45 to go in this game. Bulldogs ahead by 8. Shakir will inbound near side. Elsmore pushes off, gets a little space from Stanley, and brings it over. He drives hard righty, pivots away, keeps his dribble. Shakir now, guarded by Abbott. Shakir into the lane. Dak cutting through. Up fake, nope. Dishes off to O'Rourke, high off the glass, and O'Rourke has another 2. His first of the second half, he has 9 points. Back to a 10-point lead for the Bulldogs. As we approach the 5-minute mark here, the Blackbirds on the offensive end. Stanley dishes to Abbott. He fakes the 3, drives hard into the lane. Righty scoop shot, no good. Rebounded by Dak. O'Connell draws a double team, rolls away from pressure. Shakir gets it over, and now they settle. Shakir leaves it for Dak. Near side, Elsmore. O'Connell on the left wing, up fake, gets by Messiah, drives into the lane, and he'll get an offensive foul as Hennessy comes across, establishes position, and picks up the offensive foul on Logan O'Connell. He'll take a minute, tie his shoe, as the official signals to the scorer's table. O'Connell picks up his second foul. 4:46 to go in the game.
These Blackbirds are coming off a pair of losses to Trinity and Nashua North, and I'm sure they want to avoid loss number 3 here.
Stanley rolls back twice, gets to his left, up with his right hand, and the floater in the lane is good. He has 9 points. Elsmore to O'Connell. Logan O'Connell takes the right. They try pick and roll. They drop 2 from Logan O'Connell. He finally hits a shot, but it's called on the foul. So the shot is no good. O'Connell puts his hands up in exasperation. You got to feel for him there as he pulled the trigger in the right move. Both defenders dropped with Dak, giving him a little bit of space. He buried the shot, but it was after the whistle.
By the way, that foul is on Kason Abbott. That's number 4 on him. And is he out there? Yes, he is.
He sure is, deep in that right corner. So 4 fouls. Coach Boulay relays that message to him. 4 minutes left.
Oh, that should be a foul.
Wow. O'Rourke got whacked in the face by Holmes. No call there. Shakir, jab step, lefty to the rim, and that'll be it. Kason Abbott picks up his 5th. Shakir will go to the line on the end one. And Kason Abbott will be disqualified on that 5th foul. Beautiful finish by Shakir, shielding off the defender, going hard to the hoop, getting the basket to go on the lefty lay-in and earning the trip to the stripe. So Abbott takes a seat. Shakir makes good on the 3-point play. He has 13 points.
And 2 for 3 from the charity stripe.
11-point lead for the Bulldogs here with 4 minutes to go in the game. Stanley takes a jab step. He'll pick up the foul on Ali Shakir. Just Shakir's first foul. Second on the team here in the 4th quarter. Messiah inbounds to Holmes. They look for Messiah again as he comes from that baseline. Trying a quick little play to get him an open 3-pointer, but Bulldogs defend it well. Logan O'Connell reaches in, knocks it away. 2 players talk to each other there. And now they'll switch up defenders. Hennessy has it go out of bounds, trying to pick up a foul on Dak. Gets tipped away by Dak, and the Blackbirds will keep possession deep in that right corner. Inbound to Malay. And Elsmore comes up with a steal. O'Connell tries to finish, can't get it to go. Dak comes down with the rebound. It comes out of his hands and off of O'Connell's foot. O'Connell tried to finish a tough one there on the break and extend that 11-point lead. Can't quite do it. 3.5 to go in this game. Hennessy drives hard. Lefty blocked, but fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. They're going to call the foul on Dak. Tough one there. Dak picks up his 4th foul, and Hennessy will go to the line for 2. Hennessy takes his dribbles. Takes his knee bend. First is on the way. It rattles back and forth several times and finally drops. He lines up for his 2nd. On the way, too strong. So 1 for 2 from the line for Hennessy. He has 8 points. The lead is 10. 58-48 is your score. The Bulldogs over Keene at this point. Coach Moreno is going to want a deliberate offensive possession here. O'Rourke hands it back to O'Connell. Hard to the rim. O'Rourke gets it to go. Gets whacked on the way. He'll go to the line. Malay picks up the foul. O'Rourke into double digits with that lay-in. He'll try to get to 12 with the free throw.
And the Bulldogs are now going to be shooting in the bonus. That is the 5th team foul on the Keene Blackbirds.
O'Rourke's free throw is good. He's 2 for 2 for the line tonight. And the lead is 13, 61-48. Hennessy gets by the first defender. Can't get by O'Rourke with those long arms. Another block for the senior defender. Long outlet pass. They try to find Dak. Getting out in transition. Coach Moreno is wondering why they're rushing at this point.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. That look of exasperation on his face.
Makes sense, right? 3 minutes to go, a 13-point lead. Why not be deliberate in your offensive possession? So I can understand his frustration.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the trademark of the Bulldogs' offense is the fast break in transition. I think they just decided to keep that going.
Hennessy, beautiful move to his right hand. He has 10 points now. As both Dak and O'Rourke tried to defend that. His lay-in was high off the glass and nicely placed. So Hennessy into double digits. 2:45 in the game. The Bulldogs hold an 11-point lead. Full court pressure here from Stanley Shakir. Takes his time and reverses it.
Now they did it.
Elsmore into the corner. Logan O'Connell finds the triple team. Little wraparound pass to O'Rourke. Camping out down there on the low block. O'Rourke with 14. Beautiful pass from Logan O'Connell. Only 2 points tonight, but several great assists as he's trying to contribute on the offensive end. Stanley now for the Blackbirds. Spins away to his right. Pump fakes. Now he's blocked and fouled. Tough one there.
Is that going to be on Dak? Will that be
That's Dak. He will also be eliminated from this game. It is. And he will come to the sideline. 5 fouls on the freshman, Ouija Dak. Nice contribution this evening, though, with 14 points. And he is disqualified. Jack May will substitute in for Dak. Coach Moreno has some last words for him. 2:10 to go in this game. A 13-point lead for the Bulldogs. And again, Coach Moreno looking for deliberate offensive possessions here down the stretch. Stanley's first on the way is good. He's now into doubles. 10 points for the junior guard. Takes his dribbles, bends his knees. Shot is up and swish, nothing but net. He's got 11. Again, full court pressure here from the Blackbirds. Hennessy steps in, tips it out of bounds. Appeals to the referees that it might be Blackbird's ball, but they disagree. Inbound pass to Ali Shakir. He takes it over the timeline. Man-to-man defense here by the Blackbirds. Shakir takes it strong to the hoop, misses, comes down with the rebound, but he's fouled.
I think it's going to be on Malay.
You're absolutely correct. Just the second foul on Malay. But Shakir goes to the line.
Yeah, they are in the bonus.
They are in the penalty. So Shakir back to the free throw stripe. First is on the way and good. Nice offensive output tonight for Ali Shakir. The sophomore has 14 points so far with another free throw on the way. 154 to go here in the fourth quarter. Shakir's second is good. He has 15. The lead is 13. 65-52. Messiah takes a tough contested three-pointer. It's way off. Bulldogs get the rebound. The outlet. Shakir reverses back to Elsmore. Elsmore gets called for a double dribble. Hennessy took a shot there on that far sideline, was trying for the offensive foul, but they call a double dribble on Elsmore. He is stunned, but it will be Blackbirds' possession. A minute 30 to go. They trail by 13. The Bulldogs leading most of the way in this game here, if not the whole way. Holmes, high post, floater is good. Holmes has 11. Coach Boulay takes a timeout with 1:20 to go in this game. Lead is 11, 65-54.
And you are correct. The Bulldogs maintained a lead throughout the game. The closest that Keene got was within 2 points. That was in the first half.
Sure was. We talked about that coming back in for the start of second half play. They closed it within 2 on some solid offensive play late there in that third quarter, but the Bulldogs came up with a couple of turnovers, a couple of quick baskets. They extended it back to 6 points, and I'm not sure we've seen it much closer than that here in the second half.
No, the biggest lead, I think, has been 13, and they've hit that number a few times. They were just at 13 a moment ago. Well, we got a little time. It's just almost the end of the game here. We want to thank one more time our supporting underwriters for our sports coverage here on BCTV and Bedford 105.1. They include Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and great New Hampshire restaurants like T-Bones and the Copper Door. They make all this possible.
The offensive struggles continued here tonight for Logan O'Connell. Just 2 points on 2 free throws, but he's gotten a lot of help from Ali Shakir, leading the Bulldogs tonight. 15 points for him, 14 apiece for Connor O'Rourke, as well as Weegee Odak. Excuse me, Weegee Dak.
Yeah, why not?
I tried to make him Irish there. I'm not sure he is. Weegee Dak, again, 14 points. Both of those players cleaning it up on the defensive boards. Bulldogs trying to break pressure here. They reverse it. O'Connell gets it over. The timeline takes it hard. Ooh, I'm surprised he didn't get called for an offensive foul there as he took it right to the chest of Holmes.
Yeah.
And maybe he will. No, they will call it on Fitch Hennessy as he whacks O'Rourke on the way. That's a tough call for Hennessy. That is his 4th foul. And O'Rourke will go to the line for 2.
That's a real coin flip of a call there, because you could have called it either way and you wouldn't have had an argument.
Honestly, it looked like Logan O'Connell came in strong on the drive and was going to get called for an offensive foul, but that's not what we saw. O'Rourke buries 2 free throws. He has 16 now, and now he leads the way for the Bulldogs. And Elsmore will pick up a cheapie up top. And that will send the Blackbirds to the line for a penalty situation.
And they are in a bonus as well now.
So Messiah will shoot 2. Elsmore picks up his first foul of the game. Great defense here tonight by Elsmore. Messiah's first is good.
He was shut out here in this fourth quarter. That's his first point. He's got 21.
1:01 left on the game clock. An 11-point lead for the Bulldogs. 22 points now for Javon Messiah. Logan O'Connell, cross-court pass for Elsmore. O'Rourke gets it down low. He'll settle things down. Coach Marino takes a timeout. And again, probably wondering why his offense is so eager to score the basketball instead of bleeding time off this clock.
Our next broadcast coming up next Friday night, girls basketball against the Londonderry Lancers. That is going to be a great contest. Friday, February 21st, 7 p.m. tip on BCTV and Bedford 105.1. The next boys basketball game is Tuesday, February 25th. The next game we're going to broadcast, I should say, the Spalding Red Raiders coming to town. 7 p.m. tip there. And in between all that, on Monday the 24th, we've got boys ice hockey against the Wyndham Jaguars at Sullivan Arena on the campus of St. Anselm. 7:40 face-off there. Kind of a rough year for Bedford boys hockey. They've only have 2 wins on the year. But the good news on the ice has been the ladies. They're at 7-6, and they're sitting at the number 10 spot. If they could stay at 11 or higher, they will make the tournament for the very first time.
Good luck to both ice hockey squads on the stretch towards the playoffs. Bulldogs here, as you mentioned, they do have that game against Spalding on the 25th. Their other 2 remaining regular season games are against Salem here next Tuesday, and then Londonderry on Friday next week at Londonderry. Bulldogs will try to bleed out the clock here. Just 45 seconds to go. Elsmore will get fouled by Stanley, just his first foul tonight, but Elsmore will go to the line for 2. In the bonus situation, Keene's remaining schedule, they have 2 home and 2 away. They play Manchester Central at home on Friday. Then next Tuesday, they travel to Bishop Girton. The following Friday, the 21st, they will host Dover. And then on Tuesday, the 25th, they will go to Londonderry to close out their regular season schedule. 2 free throws are good by Elsmore. He has 13 points. 40 seconds to go. A 13-point lead for the Bulldogs. Messiah tries to step back and jack a 3, well short. Shakir comes away with the rebound and gets fouled by Jamal Stanley on that far sideline as he tried to advance the ball into the front court. 29.5 seconds to go here. The Bulldogs ahead by 13, and Shakir looks to get back into that lead scorer position with these 2 free throws.
You know, this tournament is going to be very interesting when the time comes, because there's at least 6 or 7 teams in D1 right now that have a shot at winning it all. Bedford among them.
Yeah, we look at it, you know, there's Portsmouth at 11-2, 3 teams with just 3 losses. Bedford at 11-3, Keene at 10-3, Exeter at 10-3, and then 3 teams at 9-4. So as you mentioned coming in, a lot of parity here in Division I boys basketball. Shakir makes good on both. 17 points on the night for the sophomore.
If you look at the records of those teams, a lot of those teams have losses against each other. So
Clay's 3-pointer absolutely is off. You're absolutely right. Some challenges at the top of the standings here. Coach Boulay substitutes some of his players. We're down to 5 seconds left on the clock, and that'll do it here. The Bulldogs will come away with a 15-point victory. 71-56 is your final. A nice job by Coach Moreno and the squad bouncing back from that tough loss at Alvern. They put a good game together and sent Keene back to the southwest part of the state with a 15-point loss.
And yeah, that, like you mentioned, the team has stepped up when their leading scorer is having a rough night with just 2 points, 7 the last time he was out. Players like Landon Elsmore, Ouija Dak, Connor O'Rourke, Ali Shakir stepping up and contributing and making this a victory for the Bulldogs.
Shakir finishes with 17, O'Rourke 16, Ouija Dak 14, and Elsmore with 13, as you mentioned. 22 points for Javon Messiah. He was helped out by 3 other double-digit scorers on the Blackbird side. 11 for Alex Holmes, 11 for Jamal Stanley, and 10 for Fitch Hennessy.
And I guess that's going to do it. We're going to thank our crew, of course. Andrew Fenn back in Master Control, Bill Jennings on the camera, Cam Fitzgerald on the baseline camera, of course. Corey Mustatiger on color. I'm Harry Kozlowski. Thanks for tuning in. The final 71-56. Bedford wins. You've been watching and listening to Bedford boys basketball on BCTV at Bedford 105.1. So long, everybody.